6'1" and 220 pounds. And we're gonna go over a few points here, right? Personal and work life, some takeaways, and why I joined Toastmasters. And throughout this presentation, you'll see, some white, some black, and it's symbolic, and we'll cover the takeaways at the end. So growing up, right, we have, basically, since I was a little kid, I've had business and work kind of be a part of my life because my they started a business right before the 2007 financial crisis. Things were going absolutely haywire. We were eating rice and beans and rice for variety. And they had the greatest attitudes and showed massive amounts of determination. And one day when I was playing Pop Warner football, this is me, you can't see my whole giddy up there, but I was about ready to go to a game, and I stole my dad's Bluetooth headset, right, when that was a thing. And I was wearing it, pretending to do a business conversation. My dad came out, right, about ready to drive me to the game. He's like, "What the hell are you doing with that thing on?" And I was like, "I'm a businessman." And again, they say past is prologue, and that was just a little tidbit there. And then for my personal life, I spent a lot of time riding quads when I was a kid. I rode my first motorcycle when I was like 2-3 years old. Don't do it much anymore, but basically grew up outdoors, right? Having a lot of fun, playing around. And again, I was born an angel, didn't stay that way, as you'll soon see. I went into like my early adolescence, and this is probably the only time in my life where I didn't have a care in the world about my work. Just like the salad days of my life. I was too preoccupied with baseball, girls, and I have an autoimmune disorder called Evans syndrome, where my body attacks my my platelets and my red blood cells. Okay, sorry. Boom. And so, anyways, that took up the majority of my time. And at this point in time, my family kind of began showing cracks. This was like our first and only family vacation. My sister right here, my brother right here, me obviously right there. And on this vacation, my brother got arrested and got thrown to a Mexican jail because of his involvement of with drugs and alcohol. And that kind of played later on in my life, right? In this next phase, which is my middle adolescence, drugs and cops and bad shit all the time, right? So you can see my brother and sister right here, they're lit up, right? My brother barely can keep his eyes open. And I basically took on that same path. In high school, I did not have any structure or determination. I started hanging out with the wrong kids. You see me right there with my shirt off, my friend trying to eat my nipple, this guy smoking a cigarette, right? So it was just a bad guy in high school, treated people really bad. I started going with and that girl's cute, don't get me wrong, right? But trouble, right? And so I started looking for these avenues that were not conducive to any sort of long-term success. And so, basically during this time of my life, cops were at my house 1 to 2 times a week. And through this all, my parents were just somehow managing my blood disease, right? When I was going to the hospital, spending weeks in the hospital, getting blood transfusions. My siblings who, again, had the cops at our house, and then also managing a business. And so, my parents were just amazing people. And so, just setting a great foundation for what I look back now and associate with positive memories, right? And again, in my work life right here, right, I was lucky enough to graduate high school, right? I basically was fortunate enough that really smart people allowed me to cheat off them, right? I fucking cheated on, excuse my language, I cheated on their homework, tests, quizzes, everything. They gave me the answers to everything, and it gave me a 3.0 GPA, right? Just barely enough to get into a state school. I had never read a book cover to cover until the age of 18. I just literally cheated off of whoever would give me the answers. And again, I just had no direction. I didn't know college was a place for me. I was into baseball, and so I got a couple of offers to go to college, but they were at no-name schools, so what's the point? And but I didn't know about Harvard or Stanford or Yale. This is my buddy Cody. We started a little business. I screen printed some t-shirts, and I sold a couple. Was not very successful, but still a cool thing of things to come. So this kind of goes on, and the people that actually helped me, that allowed me to cheat off them, kind of saved my life in a way, right? I went off to SF State, which is a state school in the Bay Area, and 3 months after I moved there, I landed an internship at the mayor's office in San Francisco, working with the mayor, London Breed, and Mark Farrell up there. I started a business flipping houses. I made it on a radio show with my ex-girlfriend there. I got invited to Detroit, Michigan, for Forbes 30 Under 30. And then also, if you're familiar with ZipRecruiter, the chief marketing officer of ZipRecruiter during the biggest stage of growth, told me to drop out and go work for him. And so I was like 20 years old, managing like 40 and 50-year-old software engineers. Crazy opportunity, super fucking stressful. Killed me, but very fun, good opportunities. And again, I began to get some semblance of control in my life here on the right side. And on the left side, my family, again, my brother at this point in time has gotten sober. He's 8 years sober today, which is amazing. But my sister, she basically went like, if you're familiar with like street people, you go to LA and you see people like living in tents. That's basically my sister. And she is currently serving 5 years to life. So it's just really tough, that piece of it. We give each other space now, and that's that. But we have these dichotomies starting to show between like my personal life and work life. And but either way, right? Today we make the best of it, right? I get to spend a lot of time outdoors. I have a little truck, go off-roading, go to concerts, watch a lot of Dodger baseball. Went to see my first Rams game the other day, super fun. Took my mom, super cool. And then again, spending a lot of time with my family. My brother, again, is 8 years sober today, which is amazing. I work with my family's business, as my introducer, Helen, mentioned. So I got us some of our customers. I use my background in finance and tech to help us, obviously. So installing a CRM, helping us a bunch there in terms of operations. But I got us like Tilly's, Tesla, The Habit, like Dutch Brothers. These are all customers that we service on my family's business that I'm in like sales and marketing. And then this guy right here is one of my customers. He's a medical doctor in the ER, and he bought one of my trading bots. I built custom software, and he bought one of my trading bots, and he's my most recent customer. This is a testimonial. I'm not going to play it because of like time. But anyways, we'll go right into the takeaways. And really the takeaway here is, I have 30 seconds, make it quick. You got to find the good and the bad, no matter what it is, right? And if you cannot find the good and the bad, you need to be the good and the bad. Mm-hmm. And so, that leaves me with a few more things. Why did I join Toastmasters? To be here with you guys and learn. So, thank you very much.
Nice.